Greetings and welcome to your Oracle message for the day. I am Kat Morgan and I welcome you to this video, to this channel, and to this space. This is a timeless reading for the collective, so whenever you come across this video, however you come across it, it's the right time for you to be getting this message. You were asking for clarification or guidance, confirmation on something that you've been working on, working through, and this is one of the answers that is going to be coming through to you for the next day or two. And you're always going to be getting answers. You're always going to be getting messages. You're always going to be getting guidance, feedback from God, Source, the universe, however you define that which cannot be defined. And so those are always coming to you regardless. Always. It's simply a matter of being able to hear them. And in order to be able to hear them, we need to be listening. And in order to be listening, we need to be quiet. It's amazing. If you are talking, you cannot actually hear what's going on around you. So if somebody else is talking within your hearing and you are actually saying something, your brain will not process what it is hearing. It may register it on a subconscious level, but you won't actually hear it consciously. We cannot hear if we are talking. We cannot hear those divine messages. We cannot receive them if we're going blah, 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 blah. We're complaining, we're whining, we're making all sorts of noise in our heads that's keeping us from being able to hear those messages. So take the opportunity to sit back, relax, chill out, take some time for yourself, some quiet time where you're not trying to come up with an answer. You're not trying to come up with a solution. You're simply asking for guidance. When you start asking those kinds of questions like, how can I best serve love in this situation? How can I best represent peace in this situation? You start asking those kinds of questions and you'll get a whole lot of different kinds of answers than, why is this happening to me? Why does this keep happening to me? Why do these kinds of things keep happening? You see the difference in the question that is posed. You're going to get different answers depending on how you ask the question. Instead of asking why is this happening, ask how. How can I help? How can I help clear this? How can I bring more love into the situation? So today's card is from Scott Howden's Oracle of Light and Dreams activation, and it is card number 41, representing poppy. And we know poppies are a very strong narcotic drug. They produce, we can get opium and a variety of different narcotic substances from the poppy plant. Specific different kinds of poppy plants, usually red poppies, and we also know red poppies represent remembrance, memory. We use them to, in the United States, represent our armed services, those veterans that have fallen in the past serving our country in various wartime disputes. And so the red poppies have a special significance for us in particular, but we don't have red poppies here. We have pink. And pink for me represents heart space, like a rose quartz is pink. And the idea that we can honor the memory of someone, of something, we can respect the memory without living it, reliving it over and over and over again, where we can release everything that does not serve us from that memory, from that specific situation that we've gone through, already been through, and it's in our past. Sometimes we have a bad habit as humans of picking up the past and plopping it back in front of ourselves and reliving some experience. A lot of times we'll try to reformulate if things had gone this way instead of that way. But we're not doing it in any way that's helpful at all. We are doing it in ways that bring us misery and shame and guilt and regret. Those are not healing. It's like having an open wound and continually poking it with a stick. Number one, it's going to hurt. Number two, you're going to get stuff in there and probably get it infected and make it worse. And number three, it's simply not going to heal. If you keep poking at it, it's not going to heal. The best thing you can do, sit with it. I have found that this works really well in relieving pain, specific pain. If you have a headache in a specific or any kind of ache in your body, anywhere, any kind of pain, a lot of times what we'll try to do is shy away from it. We cringe away from it. We turn away from it and try not to experience it. We don't like pain. And that is perfectly fine. You're not supposed to like pain. Only people that are not balanced in their energy systems, in themselves, living in their integrity, only those kinds of people actually enjoy being in pain. For the majority of us, we try to avoid it, which is also not helpful. It's like ignoring that open wound and not making sure that we keep it clean, that we allow it to heal in its best time, in its best way, naturally. We do the same thing with our memories of experiences, of people, of conversations, of situations that we've dealt with in the past. Keep poking at it, hoping that we're going to remember something different. And we may very well. We make up half of what we remember in our heads from memories. Those are not accurate at all. So why don't we take the opportunity to do purposeful revision? Purposeful remembering, where we are putting in what we would have said if we'd had our right minds in that situation, and remember it as a different experience entirely. Understanding the lessons that were learned from that situation and taking those lessons, making it something beneficial, and knowing that going into a new situation, because these things are going to keep coming up until we learn how to react and respond differently than we always have before. If we keep repeating our responses and the ways that we react to certain types of triggers, certain types of people and situations, if we don't change the way we respond, if we don't look at it from a mindful, thoughtful, considerate point of view, we're just going to keep having the same experiences with the same results over and over. The only time you're going to be able to change something is if you put something new into it. And that's you, a new you. You are created, recreated every moment. Your body, your physical body is constantly changing, always, from one second to the next. So you can honestly say, you're not the same person as you were 1 second ago, or 1 minute ago, or 1 day ago, 1 year ago. You're not the same person physically. And you're not the same person mentally. You've had different experiences. You've been listening to this video, and your mind has been hearing what I've been saying. Whether you agree with it or not, it has changed you. Hopefully for the better. That's the whole point of this channel. That's the whole point of this video, is to give you tools, information, feedback on how to best navigate your life and what you're going through to bring about the best result for you and for the collective as a whole. So let's take a look in the book. I have not looked to see what's inside here to see what our reading is for today. So let's take a look. Yeah, of course. Practice forgiveness. Card number 41, Poppy. And we know that the number 41 reduces down to a 5. Anytime I see the number 5, I'm thinking of Bashar's The 5 Immutable Laws. 5 fingers, 5 digits on each hand, each foot for the majority of us. So many different things that have the number 5 in them that are sacred and holy to us across the planet, across different relations of different religions, of different experiences, of different social circles. The number 5 is a sacred number. So we have got number 5, Poppy. Practice forgiveness. Acknowledgement, emotions, letting go, and peace are our key words. This card is symbolic of forgiveness. The poppy represents a peace offering. Forgiveness involves the giving up of resentment, anger, and acts or thoughts of revenge against others who have harmed us. By forgiving, we aren't excusing or justifying any bad behavior for the benefit of whoever harmed us. Rather, we are forgiving in order to make ourselves feel better. When we forgive, we acknowledge our emotions and allow ourselves to move forward. Absolving others may provide us improved mental and physical health, less stress and anxiety, improved self-esteem, and healthier relationships. And our quote for the day: to forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you. That's Lewis B. Smedes. Not familiar with the author, but it certainly makes sense to me. To forgive, you're not forgiving the other person to release them. You're forgiving to release you, to let yourself be forgiven, to let yourself be released from having to carry that shame, that guilt of whatever happened in the past. The other thing that I think of when I think of poppies is, we were talking at the very beginning about it being a narcotic. A lot of times those are used to try to help us forget, to try to help us deal with a memory. And I just want to encourage you you can use a narcotic to help you open a door to healing, but you still need to bring your full self and your full integrity to the table. You can't just float off on some kind of drug-induced cloud and say, okay, I've dealt with my situation. You have not. You're avoiding it. You're doing that thing that we already talked about not doing. You don't want to do that. Avoiding it is not helpful. Addressing it is the only way that you're going to be able to help it heal. Dressing the wound, addressing the situation, asking those questions. How can I respond from a place of love? How can I bring love into this situation? How can I bring peace into this situation? Where is that place of love and peace within myself? Once you find that, release comes naturally. Healing comes naturally. You don't have to do anything else. All you have to do is come to that place where you recognize what you had done in the past that did not help and what you would do in a similar situation going forward. Script it out. Write it out. Handwriting it is the most powerful way to bring magic and power into a healing process. Write out your new script of how that situation would have played out if you were coming from that place of love and not that place of ego. When you were coming from that place of peace and not from that place of fear, of anger, of rejection, of hurt, of bitterness. Releasing those, forgiving yourself of those. That's what we are doing. That's our work. That's one of our main purposes for being here on this planet, is to be living those experiences and to be understanding how to bring love into that situation, into that relationship, into that conversation, into that act. So that's our reading for the day. I do hope that it blessed and resonated with you. Feel free, if you haven't already liked and or subscribed to the video and or channel. I don't get any money from these videos. This will never be a monetized channel, but it does help the YouTube algorithm, help other people find these videos and find this channel if this is the same kind of thing they're looking for. Encouragement and guidance and clarification, channeled from Spirit through love. Always, I bring you love. I bring you blessings. Be blessed. You are blessed. You are thrice blessed. And you are so loved. You are so important. You are so worthy of every good thing, and it all comes from you. You're in charge. It's all about you. So bring your love and your peace into whatever that memory is that you've been working through, this situation that keeps repeating, and choose a new way to handle it. Script it out, write it out so that you know exactly what you're going to be doing as soon as that situation comes up again. Practice it over and over and over so that you know exactly what it is that you would want to say, how it is that you would want to act, what you would want to do in that situation. I apologize if you hear anything in the background. That's the trash truck picking up our trash, which we are very appreciative of and want to encourage them to do. So that's how we deal with things that may come across as being a negative experience. This is a very casual, just kind of reference and example, but I could be angry and frustrated and go, "Oh my gosh, what horrible timing. What unfortunate timing." But no. No. And chances are really good you're not even hearing it. It's just me hearing it and freaking out about it. But this is how we can choose to deal with a situation where in the past we may have reacted in a way that did not bring us the best result, the best possible outcome for us. And we can choose to do it differently. We can rescript it. We can make it something that in the future, the next time that kind of thing happens, we can choose a different way to respond and come up with a new, better result, a more healthy, more loving, more peaceful, more joyful result where we can laugh and say, eventually this truck is going to go away and go on about its business and stop making me crazy. And there it goes. And see, that's how it works. Alrighty, I'm going to leave you guys with that. You have the most amazing, fantastic, wonderful day. Forgive yourself. This is about you. This is for you. This is your gift to you. All right? So forgive yourself for the things that you didn't do the way that you would have chosen to do them. Script it out so that you know what it is you want to do in the future, and then make sure you do that. If you don't, that's okay. This is a process. Go over and do it again. You know, as soon as you start reacting differently, things are going to change. And you can look forward to that for sure. So, I love you. Namaste and ciao for now.